We're back again for another exciting week of Pokémon Horizons, and oh my days fam, this week was cooking. The gang have finally entered Area 0 in hopes of finding Lucius's Entei, and let's just say there were a few surprises that have already come their way. Hey, what's going on guys, my name's Raph, and today, episode 80 of the Pokémon Horizons anime aired in Japan. The Rising Volt Tacklers have now entered Area 0, and I've also met the Paradox Pokémon that live beneath it. Let's take a close look at the big surprise revealed in this episode. Let's start off with a quick review. Here we finally got to see the Rising Volt Tacklers enter Area 0. I have to say, it looks pretty incredible in the anime art style. The detail shown in comparison to the games is pretty much on par. The gang ended up reuniting with Briere, and she explained to them how a rare Pokemon that appears to resemble Entei has been spotted within Area 0. Of course, we all know what this Pokemon truly is. Besides meeting and having some pretty interesting interactions with Paradox Pokemon, the best interaction from this episode had to be between Sango and Screamtail. These two were a perfect pair with matching personalities, and seeing them work together to overcome the Great Tusk was a great way to form the catalyst leading to the surprise capture. I'm actually really pleased we got to see this unfold, as it feels nice to see villains catch Pokemon again to boost their own development. Sango's Screamtail is now nicknamed Onipurin, which is pretty adorable. As I mentioned before in a previous video, I'm sure that there is still some good behind both Sango and Onix due to their characteristics, but overall this episode did a great job at showcasing Area 0 and the Pokemon that live within it, especially the Paradox Pokemon. As always, when subs are revealed, I'll post my full review on Twitter, so if you haven't followed me there already, then you already know what to do. Let's now chat about next week's episode. Episode 81 is titled A Grand Battle, Earth Goughing Fire. The summary states the following. Liko and the others finally locate Entei in Area 0. However, this Entei seems kind of different from the normal Entei. Liko, Roy and Dot challenge it in battle, getting help from Friede as well, but moves that should be effective against the fire type like Entei aren't having much effect. But why? And will Liko and the others manage to overcome Entei? Looking at the preview, this is where the gang are finally going to encounter Lucius's final Pokemon. I still can't believe the writers whipped up this twist implementing Goughing Fire, like it's actually sick. As we can see, the Rising Volt Tacklers are going to be struggling a lot in battle, and GF is not holding back. I truly wonder how they'll be able to overcome and befriend it, because it looks like it's going to be the most dangerous and strongest 6 hero that they've fought yet, prior to the big brother Rayquaza of course. I'm so excited to see how all of this comes together next week. The staff working on this episode are absolutely cooking bruv, and the animation itself is looking like I'm acting. Gosh, I'm just so gassed, sorry I can't contain myself. Episode 82 has also been confirmed, titled At the End of the Shining Rainbow. The episode will air on the 24th of January. Whilst we haven't got any summary or details yet about this episode, I believe it could either be a second part to the Goughing Fire battle, or this is where we'll see Rayquaza appear. As shown from the special preview trailer, we know the gang will be encountering Rayquaza again, and this time it will very much be in Area 0. They'll all be battling against it, and I think this could be the potential Kickstarter episode to showcase this battle, but I'll elaborate more on that later. Right, let's now talk about some extra details that could bring forth some very exciting events to come in the future of this series. First, let's have a quick chat about Paradox Pokemon. It's obvious that with the gang now in Area 0, we're about to see more Paradox Pokemon appear. With the promotional material revealing that there will most certainly be ancient and future Paradox Pokemon, it begins to question how the gang will encounter these additional Pokemon. I reckon after the battle with Rayquaza, it could be that they may be continuing to explore Area 0 and visit the Underdepths. This could potentially tie into Pacago potentially breaching its stellar form, coincided with the Indigo Disc DLC and also Briere's comments from episode 71. Maybe we'll be able to see more Paradox Pokemon appear to coincide with this material, and I think this would be a pretty ideal situation, seeing as we have only seen the ancient versions of these Pokemon so far. The future Paradox Pokemon have also been teased, but they're still yet to make an appearance, so maybe we can see them come to life too in future episodes to coincide with the plot. Also, a bonus fact, both Great Tusk and Iron Trends were actually teased way ahead of time, and we got to see both of these Pokemon shown in the first ending of the series. So if that doesn't give us an indication that maybe both elements of Paradox Pokemon will be explored, then who knows. But then this links to Koraidon and Miraidon. Whilst I have mentioned how I think we'll see Koraidon appear in the series, I'm also starting to think that maybe we'll see Miraidon appear as well. Let me give you a quick refresher on Wagwan with this potential plot. After learning about how Terapagos is connected to not only Area 0, but also Rakua, Roy suggested the idea for the gang to go to Area 0, which ended up being declined initially due to a recent accident. Whilst in the games we know that the relevant game mascot caused the accident to happen to the relevant professor, and also there was an accident with Arven's Mobostif, what if one of these legendary Pokemon could actually finally come into life, maybe following a similar plot now that the gang have actually visited Area 0? There's actually some small clues to coincide with how Koraidon could eventually be implemented in the anime. The gang have enrolled at the Raha Academy, and they've also come across the Scarlet book. They've also learned that Lucius has visited Rakua many years ago in the past, and both him and Bristol have also read the Scarlet book. Now we are also being introduced to ancient Paradox Pokemon. Taking these small clues into consideration, what if the gang will actually come across Koraidon later on in the plot of the anime? I think Arven could make an appearance in this too, as he maybe warns the gang about a creature that is rampaging or a metallic machine, and also when they visit deeper into Area Zero. It could be that maybe he joins them in battle alongside his Pokemon. Mabostive has also been shown in the terrestrial training poster, but has not made an actual appearance anywhere. So maybe this could be a cool way to tie everything together. It could even be that this is where we'll see Arven, Penny and Nemona also return for a mini arc. Arven has made his appearance now in the series, and with Penny and Nemona having some focus already, maybe this is where we'll see Arven shine in a potential arc. Briere is also a key character that can amalgamate everything together, especially seeing as she's tagging along with the gang now to learn more about Terapagos, and we can clearly see from the opening that she's going to weigh some more importance with this Pokemon, and even the Scarlet book as well. I think implementing Koraidon would be a great fit to follow the sequence of how Lucius is from the past, with ancient Pokeballs, the ancient storyline of Rakua, and even having an encounter with maybe the two Koraidon from the games, possibly giving Arven a unique twist, having him save the vulnerable one. Also, the other respective same species legendary from the games is known as the Guardian of Paradise. So taking that into consideration, maybe the anime could follow another unique twist from the games, having a second Koraidon defend the entrance of Rakua, or maybe some part of Area Zero, and then that will relate to the Scarlet book. I'm telling you, there's something going on here, bruv. As for Miraidon, it's a little bit tricky to pinpoint how this Pokemon could be implemented, seeing as there's a lot of Naranja and ancient representation. Maybe to introduce the future Paradox Pokemon, Miraidon could be first shown leading an army of them, and this is where the gang will have to take on the likes of Iron Valiant and Iron Trends, as shown from the promotional material. Heck, why not just flip and implement both of them at the same time, innit? Seeing as we know that they're both existing in some manner as shown before in the Pokemon aim to be a Pokemon Master anime series. Hopefully we'll get to see both of them show face soon, especially to coincide with everything that surrounds Paldea and the games. Now let's talk about Walking Wake and Raging Bolt. So Goughing Fire is here and is looking red hot. But what about his fellow compadres? Walking Wake and Raging Bolt are two Paradox Pokemon that could really be something special in this series. What if after catching Goughing Fire, the gang then come across these two Pokemon and have to take them on in battle to continue forward? It could be a very nice parallel to relate to what happened when the gang met Entei and then also Raikou and Suicune. These Paradox Pokemon could also become potential captures, maybe for Dot and Roy specifically, but I think it would be pretty cool to see both of these Paradox Pokemon shown, seeing as Goughing Fire is going to be receiving some spotlight. It could also give the gang some more information about them due to them being similar to compared to the legendary beasts. Finally, we have Roy catching Rayquaza. So we're getting closer to the battle between the Rising Volt Tacklers and Rayquaza, and I'm sure we can all agree that Roy is most certainly looking forward to this. After all of the build up and development shown up to this point, it is crazy to think that Roy could catch Rayquaza, or at least befriend it. Okay, yes, it is Lucius's Pokemon, but then again we've seen Liko catch Pakogo, so maybe this is a moment that will happen as well. All the way back from episode 6, Roy's been keen to catch Rayquaza, and whilst its Pokeball still does exist, I wonder if Rayquaza will see Roy for how Lucius was, and understand its good intentions. A super ancient Pokemon being owned by a 10-year-old kid is definitely something we wouldn't expect, but then again, this series has proven itself to drop bombshell after bombshell, and I can't think of a better way for this capture to break the internet and show how bizarre yet thrilling this series truly is. We know the battle is coming soon, but will there be a moment of craziness to follow? Only time will tell. Pokemon Horizons is truly piping up in Gear 4, and I'm all for it. The episodes in Area Zero are surely going to bring forward some more epic moments and surprises along the way, and with what we've discussed today, there could be even bigger reveals to come. I really hope we get to see something special from the encounter with Goughing Fire and Rayquaza. Whether if there's another revelation made known, or if it's just a similar wholesome moment to more secrets from the story, there's definitely a lot to look forward to in this series. And as always, be sure to subscribe for more Pokemon Horizons coverage and Pokemon anime content.